Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another graphic novel review. Today we're doing one that I should have done before the Donny Cates run. I should have read it before the Donny Cates run. I actually just read it for the first time and then flipped through it for the review's sake. Venom First Host, which was a Venom limited series. Quick read up at the back of the book. Before Eddie Brock, before Peter Parker, and I suppose before Deadpool as well, he claimed to have worn it before Peter, there was the Venom symbiote's first host. And now that host has returned in need of the symbiote's help, because only by reuniting can the two prevent cosmic ruin. Meet the Kree soldier named Tel-Kar, and learn a secret chapter in the Venom symbiote's history. As Venom faces down a Skrull ambush and universe teeters on the brink, the symbiote must choose, allow its newborn offspring to die, or separate from Eddie Brock. Forever. But Eddie won't give up his other without a fight. After all, the fate of Earth is at stake. Can Eddie and his symbiote trust one another long enough to save the galaxy? Or will the first host prove to be Venom's undoing? Collects Venom First Host 1 through 5 by Mike Costa, Mark Bagley, Ron Lim, Paco Diaz, Andrew Hennessy, Scott Hanna, and Dono Sanchez Almara. Yeah, some recognizable names there. It's rated T for teen, by the way. I think that's a pretty good rating for Marvel Comics. Got some cool variant covers. The number 5 variant by Javier Garron and Dean White is super dope. It's dope. You just look that up. It's like a skull coming out of the Venom symbiote. Really cool. So in this book, it kind of starts off with you seeing some Kree soldiers discover the symbiote planet and take one of them. And they train a Kree soldier to use it. They make his body and mind perfect for bonding with the symbiote, give him like implants and stuff to help him out, and he uses it to disguise himself among the Skrulls, because, you know, Skrulls have a shape-shifting ability, and he used the symbiote to mock that so he could be a spy among them. He blows his cover to rescue a ship of refugees that the Skrulls were going to execute. And then we head on to the future, where Eddie Brock is stopping some crimes with his mouth. And, you know, Liz Allen is keeping his and Venom's current spawn in a tank and studying it, helping it grow, protecting it for him. But they're like, Brock, you know we're not going to do this for free, right? Like, we're going to study it. We're going to learn stuff from it. The pharmaceutical applications of this thing is incredible. It gives you a healing factor. Like, we need to know more about it. And Eddie's like mad about that because he's protective of his kid. He sees it as his own son. But then the Skrull woman shows up to kill the symbiote, not Eddie. And then our Kree soldier, Tel-Kar, I believe is his name, shows up as well. He teams up with Venom to stop her. And the symbiote doesn't remember him because they had mental conditioning where if he and the symbiote separated, which is why he intentionally separated from the symbiote because he knew he was going to be either killed or captured, he like mentally conditioned the symbiote to lock away the memories of him so that the Skrulls couldn't get like information out of the symbiote. But he was branded as a traitor by the new Kree Empire, and he was tortured by the Skrulls for a long, long time. So needless to say, he does a 180 super quickly. When the Venom symbiote doesn't choose to leave Brock and bond with him, he immediately does a 180 and is like, I'm a villain now. It was actually kind of poorly written. Probably just because it's a limited series. Remember when I reviewed Pumpkinhead recently and I was like, the ending was really unsatisfying. But I feel like the reason for that is because they were limited to 5 issues, and if they had more than 5 issues, they could have drawn it out, made it more interesting. I feel the same way about this. Maybe his descent into villainhood would have been better paced and stuff instead of just an immediate 180 turn, like on a dime. So then he goes to try to, and he threatens the other symbiote, the young one. And he's like, if you don't bond with me again, I'll kill your child. So the Venom symbiote bonds with him, but he has like implants and mental conditioning and stuff to make the symbiote stay and do what he wants. They were never partners. He never saw the symbiote as a friend or anything. He saw it as a tool, and he like controls it mentally and physically. The Skrull woman shows up, tells her side of the story. She was trying to stop the symbiote because it had information. She wanted to kill the symbiote because it had information about a bioweapon that the Skrull made a long time ago. It's a virus designed to spread quickly whenever, and whatever DNA you put into the sequence, it'll kill that species, only that species, and it'll spread extremely quickly and just kill you in such a short amount of time. And she was like, the symbiote knew about it, so I was supposed to kill him and kill the symbiote because they both knew, but I failed. I couldn't kill either of them, and now he's bonded to it, and he's headed straight to the place where the disease is kept. And even the Skrulls, after they made it, were like, we can't do this, man. This is too much. This is way too much. This is unethical. Even the Skrulls thought it was unethical. But then the other symbiote attaches to Eddie. Its name is Sleeper. It's super cool. It was in the Absolute Carnage event and now travels with Eddie. He's kind of like Dylan's big brother of sorts, even though Dylan is much older. I guess he's Dylan's little brother, but behaves like his big brother. So Sleeper attaches to Eddie Brock, and he has like a bunch of cool chemical powers and can turn invisible and stuff. He's really dope. Remember, each symbiote is more powerful than its parent. But he had some really interesting abilities that we hadn't really seen before. I would really love an action figure of Sleeper. They fight the Kree with the suit on and stuff. They eventually get it off of him. And there's this cool thing where other Kree show up, and it was really cool. But they do stop this rogue Kree, and the virus is pretty much destroyed until that Kree shows up on Earth when we all thought he was dead. And he has the virus in a vial, and he's like, instead of Skrull, I set it to human, because fuck you, Eddie Brock. I hate you. And then he and Eddie both fight, like, without symbiotes, and Sleeper takes over the Kree soldier, because the Kree soldier was modified for a specific symbiote. He doesn't have, he can't control Sleeper like he could Venom, and Sleeper lobotomizes him, and is just using his body as a puppet. And Eddie is like, that's not cool. I mean, I kill, like, murderers and stuff, but, you know, it's for, like, justice. You just lobotomized a guy. That's worse. And then Sleeper is like, I just got a bunch of knowledge about the universe from this guy, all these planets and places and alien species, and I'm going to go into space and explore the universe because I have knowledge of his ship, where it is, how to fly it, etc. now. So, yeah, and then Sleeper leaves. So that's it for Venom First Host. Final thoughts. It felt rushed. It felt really rushed. I'm happy for it for giving us Sleeper, because I think Sleeper is super cool. And I should have read this before the Donny Cates Venom run, because there was a Venom run right before Donny Cates did his. It's about 4 volumes. I have reviewed all of them. Actually, it's 5 if you count the crossover with Amazing Spider-Man, Venom Inc. I believe that makes it 5. Plus, there's all the Venomverse stuff and Poison X and Venomized, which all happened within that run as well. So it's actually more than 4 books. But this book was pretty much just, hey, we have to change everything that was established in that run because it doesn't fit into what Cates wants to do. So we have to kind of get rid of Sleeper for a sec and separate Eddie from Liz Allen and her business and all this other stuff. We have to get Eddie back to more, you know, on the streets, being more desperate and stuff. We want to get Eddie back in that place. So that feels like the point of this miniseries was just to bridge the runs and kind of change everything about Venom to make it more like how Donny Cates wanted to portray him, which I don't have a problem with, but maybe we could have just, I don't know, done that within Donny Cates' run and maybe flushed it out a little better, developed characters more, etc., so it didn't feel rushed and whatnot, and like something that the writer was being forced to make and they didn't really want to. I'm not saying it is like that, but it feels that way. But I actually have to go. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I liked the book, but it wasn't great. That's it. Thank you all once again. See you all next time.